Peace, what's going on out there? It's the General E Props, a.k.a. the Black President. And this is the G.I.Z.O.E. CapiCoupD'etat. February 7, 2026. Live from Lokahatchee, Florida. Palm Beach County. Yeah. The General and the President, like George Washington. Right? Haven't been on here for a while, but that's part and parcel of the struggle. I should be on every week, right? But we're not giving free game anymore. Getting back to normal. We'll get rid of the hat. Had to wear the army green low jacket. Some bums wrote on one of my joints one day, was like, yo, yeah, you need to get some new low shit. Yeah. I'm not, so I didn't really wear it for that, but we could do that all day. That's not the point, but we do have it. So, the G.I.Z.O.E. CapiCoupD'etat. Loaded title. We'll start with that. Of course, the G.I.Z.O.E. should actually be self-explanatory, right? Being a Haitian American, Haitian parents born in the United States of America, we know that Zoe is the term that is used here in the United States of America. There's a little conflict on that, but we'll get to that some other time. But, you know, this is the G.I.Z.O.E., generally props, the Black President. And the CapiCoupD'etat. Let's explain that too. In dominoes, when you play dominoes, there's two sides. Of course, the domino has two sets of numbers on it. And when you win on both sides, meaning that one number fits on one side and also the other side, they call that CapiCoup in Spanish. They also have a name for that in Haitian Creole too, called de cabeza. And of course, coup d'etat is a military term for getting rid of a government. But that's metaphoric, like the whole title is metaphoric. And we're talking about it in the instance. And we do have our notes like we always do. We have our notes and also do a little freestyle like we do. But the context, we're talking about the both sides, that we'll be given the coup d'etat, the mental coup d'etat, which is to establish, which is well established, but we could continue to establish and make sure that it's known that I'm the foremost black scholar in the world and hip hop. That's another de cabeza, but this is Haitian and American within the context that we're talking about, especially today. First of all, let's make sure that we commemorate today, not today, but this month, as the 100th anniversary of Black History Month, as created by Carter G. Woodson. We know that there's a lot of, we'll address that tension on who's black, what's black, and just a lot of distractions in order, because people can't poverty pimp as easily as they used to. So they want to divide and conquer, you know, the old adage. But it is the 100th anniversary of Black History Month, so we want to commemorate that. And on the flip side, also the Haitian side, is the 40th year since the Haitian people, theoretically, as it is expressed, got rid of Jean-Claude Duvalier of the Duvalier regime. So we're going to speak within those contexts because they are both valuable today, being the fact that we have all this tension around immigration, right? We do. So that's the Haitian side, and then American politics. And me being a child of immigrants, I feel like I know that my perspective is valuable. So that's what that means. We'll be speaking on both those angles. And it's definitely directed at all of the political pundits the so-called mystical master teachers and the YouTube hip-hop talking heads, all of and the black ones too. Just all you people who think you know, but you just straight biting my style without giving credit. But we're here to point out all the contradictions, the hypocrisy, definitely as it relates to the moral high ground and who thinks they cool. Because it's clear that that's really what's been going on for the past 10 years since I've been here, and everything changed. We get to that too. It's the fact that we see clearly that specifically the Democratic Party has relied on their proximity to entertainment to bolster whatever it is their ideals are, which is why you can see like the Supreme Court Justice Jackson at the Grammys, and you saw the Grammys be this political spectacle. Like it's been though. It's been that, you know? It's been that for a while, ever since, you know, for how long have I been looking at late night and when they used to diss George W. Bush incessantly, like every night. Potato. And that continues, but with Donald Trump, they couldn't do that because he is an entertainer. You know? So, shout out to all you people who all of a sudden drink water and go like this now when you talk. Where did you get that from? Let's go. Now, first of all, like I said, we're framing this within those two contexts, Haitian and American. But let's start with this. Me, myself, and one thing also that is very clear that has been exposed, no matter what, this is not like, we know that specifically since, and we could begin with that, this whole Trump-Obama video thing. That's a good example we could start off with. I have things, but we'll start with that since that's brand new. We see that these things all seem to have a ritualistic overtone. Ritualistic meaning people make sure that whatever they do corresponds with certain world events, so to speak. For example, or astrological events. Like we know that the invasion of Venezuela was during the full moon. And we know that the Grammys was during the full moon. This is not clearly. So that's a ritual in order to impress, to fortify and impress upon people's consciousness, whatever it is, idea. That's what a ritual really does. Like you do stuff, whatever you do is fortifying, whether you know it or not, your train of thought based around what it is that you're doing. You know, either consciously or unconsciously. And so the Grammys was like a ritual that was first of all, in the Jamaican parlance, sound class parlance, where you versus niggas stole that shit from. And being the preeminent black scholar in the world, I'm a Pan-African, meaning I believe that there's a commonality between the people of African descent. So I'm impartial, so I'm gonna be talking shit about the Jamaicans, the Haitians, and the African Americans, because it's those people who wanna cling to those labels, but then want to take advantage of the label of being black in the United States of America. This is where all this conflict is coming from, because everybody's been doing that. That's the problem. I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend. I forgot her name too. She's gonna be mad if I forgot her name. Anyway. So, so what you guys, the Democrat Party is trying to do right now, we call that building a hype. They're trying anything to kind of muster some momentum against Donald Trump and his regime. And like I said, even though I'm in Trump, Tivoli Garden, Trump, he fumbling the ball. You know? He's doing you guys a favor, but he's just doing the same thing at this point. I won't, you know, I don't know how you know Chef G, who lives on Church at 18th, and you don't know me, who lived across the street from Prospect Park. I don't know how you know Nicki Minaj, but you don't know me. You see me? There was another example, too. Like, it's preposterous. So Trump, you got, you know, fix that. I've been here for 10 years in the middle here, holding it down. Regardless, it doesn't matter, because I've already built my political capital amongst the people that the Democratic Party call deplorables, and, you know, all of the people that they thought that because they raised the Confederate flag or what have you, as opposed to knows all of the lyrics to Jay-Z's songs, that I'm supposed to assume that they're racist, and because you know Jay-Z's songs, you're not. I killed that. That's dead. I'm the embodiment of that. So you guys who keep the Democratic Party, after you stole all of my ideas, because again, I'm born and raised in the liberal bastion of New York, and everything I say I'm going to prove, I could show and I'm proving the 5% parlance. Today, the day of God. Meaning that anything I say, I have an example, either by experience or work to show. And you could decide from there, right? So that's what they're trying to do, build a hype. Perfect examples what's going on with this Trump and Obama shit, right? This Trump right now. And we're going to go straight to it, get straight to it. So I saw, as far as the contradiction and hypocrisy, right? I saw Yvette Clarke, the head of the Congressional Black Caucus, speaking about Trump, talking about he's racist, this, blah, blah, because of this video of the Obamas being monkeys in it. Now, trying to build a hype, talking about racism and such. Now let's start with this. Yvette Clarke, I'm talking straight to you, because we not a fuckery no more with you or none of y'all. You and the Caribbean people hate Haitians. Nah, I shouldn't have said that. But you seek to exploit them. Now, I'm not going to say just you now, because you're doing it with the complicity of Haitians born in Haiti, such as Radnice Bishop, Jackson Rocking Star. You know I know. Now, Yvette Clarke started as city council in my district, where I live. Inherited it from her mother after running a campaign dividing Caribbean people and African American people. Now, shout out to Una Clarke, because I remember when I went to a hip-hop political thing at the National Black Theater, she came. She was there when she was city council. And she wasn't fun. She was like, you know, I don't really know about hip-hop, but I'm here to support. So respect to her. But you know, and I know you know me. Now, did you ever, after, like I said, I was on your community advisory board in 2005. You guys rewrote the lines in order for me not to be renewed on that. How many years did I try to get a job with you guys? Every one of you. You, Adams, Parker, Eugene. Did you hire me? No. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because you're not only anti-American and anti-Haitian, because you were taking advantage of the Haitians for years. Now the Haitians, after having me speak up for them as an American, because I could, because they already knew that killing me wasn't going to be like, or wasn't going to be easy. Because I'm a native New Yorker. You see, because no matter what, I transcend on 3 levels. as a native New Yorker. New York is a black city. So you had Seneca Village and even Greenwich Village was known as Little Africa. Highly concentrated amount of black people live in Brooklyn, where I'm from, period. So as a black city, I represent that. Second, as an international city, that doesn't need to be said. We see the Statue of Liberty in the dock. And then third, as an American city, battles fought from the Revolutionary War, where I lived across the street in Prospect Park, right there. Battle of Long Island, Fort Greene Park. We already know all that. The high Freemasonic significance of places like Lafayette, all right? And then, of course, I'm a September 11th survivor. So, of course, you wouldn't want to give me any type of platform. But that's an injustice that makes you look like hypocrites. As long as I'm alive, I'm going to avenge that because you're wrong. And I'm still living that today, even with my parents who want to use me as an American. It's like being born in the Matrix. But then want to subside. And that's part and parcel of what's going on in Haiti right now. They want TPS, but don't want to give Haitians born in the diaspora dual citizenship or opportunities to do business out there. But they have the nerve to criticize the United States of America and want to take advantage. How are radio shows in Haiti have advertising of businesses here in the United States of America? We'll get to that. But back to what I was saying, Yvette Clark. You want to call people racist and all that. Again, the Caribbean community, what did they do after the Haitian earthquake to nothing? You all plot against me. You, Jumaane Williams, the public advocate. I'm past you niggas. Master's degree for political science because, and that doesn't even describe the level of my intellect. It doesn't. I happen to have that. I'm past that. What do you think I'm at now? If you guys know anybody, you know me. I went to school with Caribbean people, then African American people, as a Haitian. Grew up around Puerto Ricans. You all know me. Did any of you give me a platform or anything? Nah. You wrong. That's why you have Trump. Translate that. So now you got the nerve to open your mouth and talk about Trump is racist and all this when you have a black prophet that you try not to acknowledge because you hate us and anti-American and anti-black Haitian. That's why you don't like Duvalier. I said that already. I had to open my eyes to see that. I'm fighting that in my own home. You don't like Papa Doc because he was black conscious. First. So while you would rather the Haitian community look like this, screaming, you don't give an opportunity to a homegrown Haitian American who has the will and the capacity to help the country. You don't give him a platform. So they kill the president and CARICOM is supposed to be the people who's supposed to talk to tell the Haitian people what they're supposed to do? What the fuck is that? Bullshit. Yvette Clark, straight to your face. You and Rodney's. And Jensen. You see, that's the people over here, they don't know. Like, they the problem. Haitians is behind CARICOM and Yvette Clark. King Kino bum ass. Kaka. Fuck out of here. Nous même qui there, CapiCoup. Nous même qui there avec you guys were with Vob. The ridiculousness. Because you want to recreate the same system in Haiti here. And you know, how would I go for that? See, you guys got rid of Baby Doc, who was splurging, different than Papa Doc. Because he, after he got married, developed a mind state more of when you rich, you acquiesce to the mulattoes, right? So the person who came up after that was named Aristide, right? So Aristide, a priest, spoke about this, rile the people up like they do the Haitians all the time, anti-American, anti-this, anti-that, and they overthrew Duvalier, even though he could have been wasting money, and he was, most likely, like most people do. But in the 40 years, what did you do with that? You just tried to be the same thing. Aristide was anti-American. He got an American president. He got an American wife. He's anti-American. He's friends with Bill Clinton. And then what's worse, what did you guys do? You created a constitution where you got rid of a whole section of the population. And that's fine, but guess what? And you trying to do the same thing here. That's what I'm saying. I seen Wyclef literally go on stage and say that if we don't, to a bunch of Haitian rappers, that if we don't sign to him, he's gonna block me. How the fuck you gonna block somebody? You're not even American. How the fuck you gonna block me? You're not even American. That's wrong. And that's the same thing that's going on even in my crib. My pops is an immigrant, and he thinks that because he want to talk to me any way you Haitian people do, and I say no, he want to call the police on me? And then you hate America. Even you the same type of thing. You hate when you me. I'm American born here. You empower people who are not American to have them still in the same type of bondage they had in Haiti. You're friends with the dude that they allege King Kino. He was on your show, Dimitri Vaughn was on your show. Ou bon zami avec lui. You kissed it. You let them do that. You G.I.Z.O.E, all you bum ass. You get the money from the elite over there, and then me, born here, who doesn't know, who's trying to do music, trying to work with you. You don't work with me, and then you take money from them, and then you want to come into America and call racism? They don't know. I know. I'm gonna tell them. That's how you can have the audacity of wanting UPS, but a dude who's controlling whatever he's doing in Haiti, allegedly plots against the president to get him killed, and he comes over here based on TPS? And then you niggas want to be on American TV, you want to be on American hip hop, and you want to diss me? I mean, you're supposed to just like that? Nah, and you've been doing that to me. That's the thing. You've been doing that. That meaning hating because I'm American, born here, is a difference, while biting my style literally because, again, I'm a natural hip-hop head. But here's the other part about it, Yvette Clarke. You're head of the Congressional Black Caucus, right? And this is the other contradiction, other part of it. Again, you're part of the Caribbean people who don't acknowledge it, and musically too. I would kill you. I kill it like dog. How does Vybz Kartel, a criminal from fucking Jamaica, come to the United States of America to do shows? What's that? That's misuse of the American system. And then an American like me, born here, you try to front on? You front, and the thing, it's not front, it's front because you know, I know all y'all shit. I'm a Pan-African god. Jamaica, Haiti. I know all of it. That's why everybody kicking up, including Americans. Because the amalgamation of all as hip-hop, a hip-hop scholar, I embody it in my music, and they mad. Be mad. But you want to call people racist? Nah, you haters. You wicked. You nasty. For all you guys trying to persecute me, including my parents, like I said. And I'm not going to stand for it. Trump could be racist. But guess what? Let me say, see, you got to keep it real. It's like I seen this nigga Al Sharpton, who knows who's with them. Again, all Democrats, all coincide. Like Patrick Gaspar, non-American. Karen Jean-Pierre, non-American. All manipulating the system for their ends, but then want to try to play a dude born here in America with scars. Oh yeah, we're going to get back to it with scars on my face from living here in the trenches. I'm not a slave. I didn't suffer for you. While you sit back and read all my stuff, go on Facebook, listen to my shit, act like you don't. I'm not a fucking slave. All of it is me. Yeah, I see Al Sharpton, right? I'm like this. Watch. He up there, he talking about Trump racist about we gonna get to that. About to the again, trying to build a hype. First, let's talk about the video. The video has them, Michelle Obama and Barack as monkeys. Let's start with that. Even if it's true, I could give a damn. Like I said, they rode all that black wave. Did they come and holler at me? No, they didn't. And I was representing black in politics before they even heard of Obama. That's God judging you right now. You need to get that. For all the wickedness you're going to try to front on the God. All of it is me. And I have all the work. I have all the documents, everything to show the timeline. 30 years, like I said in the last show. And you still want to front. But let me say this. Boom. But the thing about the video, it's a video about how something about the manipulation of the voter rolls or something to that nature. And then that part cut in. And then it came back. See, that's some witchcraft shit. And then now you think, oh, he racist. And the thing about it is, right, not only that, it just cut in and then it went right back to the video, which was talking about like the manipulation of the voter rolls and how it was manipulated in favor of Biden, right? That was the video that part cut in. And not only that, if you look at the video, the original video, shit is about Donald Trump acting like he's the king of the jungle and have the caricatures of all the people. And Biden is a monkey in it too, stupids. Biden is a monkey in the original video. See how stupid you look? Now see, now this is how I could kill you too. Now watch this. Now, see, I should be a lawyer. I'm already a lawyer. I'm past a lawyer. That's the other discrimination. Took the LSAT how many times? I just applied to the University of Miami and all these schools. CUNY law and all that. It's definitely a conspiracy not to have had you, but it doesn't matter. I've transcended it. Just like Trump has with his felonies, and he's still a president. See, because I represent justice. Now, so, see, now I'm making me lose my thought, but let me take a sip. I'll get right back to it. So he's trying to build a hype off of that, right? So boom. So what did I just say? I said that the video is of him being king of the jungle and all of that. And then, but it's really even, oh yeah, this is how I'm going to kill it. Like a lawyer. Boom. Watch. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't really live in a society that doesn't like apes. Didn't Jane Goodall just die? That's one. Two. Do African Americans really think that being an ape is bad? Didn't when Mike Tomlin win and he beat the Ravens, he go like this? That's two. Number three, isn't there a popular rapper named Glorilla for? Isn't there a gang called the Apes? Shut the hell up. The hell up. Someone got no shame. Nah, especially you. And back to Sharpton. Sharpton want to build a hype. You nigga, you got and the thing about it. Two things about that. Not two, but to continue. Watch. I see Sharpton again trying to build a hype, of course, on that, right? So he had the Central Park 5 there, right? All right. He had one person. Shout out to them. But see, because I know what it is to be persecuted by the justice system. That's happening to me now. By my own people who say they related to me. Trying hard to convince people because of how I look. See, that's what they thought. They think the same way. Haitians do have an anti-black American mentality that they try to put on me. They call that shit Tundus Yankee. Meanwhile, your bum ass want to fucking have some bitch ass nigga in Haiti on Love and Hip Hop. Why I knew someone? No, no, I had to be around the African Americans and Jamaicans when it was burning Haitians being a rapper. That's why that other bum ass Rob Markman tried to talk about Parkside freestyle. You could freestyle on Parkside in 1994, boy. Puerto Rican thief. So big up the Central Park 5 on that angle. But let me ask you something. Let's keep it real. See, this is why the black community has gone down. You mean to tell me that Charlton did that? He did. Right? And was it racist? Perhaps. But let me ask you something. Was you motherfuckers wilding in those days or not? Yes or no? I have to talk like this because I'm angry, I'm tired. Of course you were wilding. Of course you were wilding. No, you wasn't wild. No, the black niggas wasn't wilding in the early. You live your life. You sensationalize that. How many movies is it about Alpo who killed mad people? You sensationalize that in your culture, but then want to act like when people try to judge you based on those metrics, that they're racist. You're stupid. That's dead. Right? And then what's worse, you're so wicked that when somebody like me who got through your wickedness, your cuts in the face, your blood gang, you want to try to hate on me because I didn't overcame your wickedness. You wickeder for that. That's what's going on with the African Americans. It's like it's like because I'm Haitian and they used to burn Haitians. Like I overcame more and the Jamaican. I overcame their hate. That should make them hate even more. But I'm not gonna back down to that. Nobody. So if that Clark want to all of a sudden talk about, oh yeah, nah, no. Talk about the wickedness your community was doing against the other black people. Talk about that. And how you try to persecute me, a prophet of the black community, without giving him a platform to speak for his country, his people. Not even his country, his people, my grandfather, who I owe. Not the rest of his siblings who hate on me too, because they not this, because I'm American. I know all, you know. Listen, I have 5 email addresses of sending emails, baby. I know you know who I am. And you never gave me a platform. You're wicked. I know Hakeem too. But that's the way. Hakeem was cooler, but you know how I know Hakeem? Because I know when they tried to beat his mom. That's how y'all play. So if I know y'all play like that, the moral high ground's over. Just like how Eric Adams, his moral high ground is destroyed. Take that moral high ground and shove it in on your body. Word. That way, man, I talk to Ono. Tired of y'all. Because guess what? Not only that, you talk about racism, right? Now check this out, everybody. So she's on the show with ABC. She, president of the head of the Black Caucus, Yvette Clarke, Congresswoman. That's what I'm talking about. Before the mulattress hater want to be priest trying to tell me that I'm rambling on your pom-pom. Now, the Congresswoman is on the show on ABC News now talking about this racism, right? And you know what's so funny? Yesterday, I saw him, and he ain't the same anchor, black anchor, and it was talking about Foundational Black American History Month. Now, the lexicon Foundational Black American, created by this dude named Tariq Nasheed, is the way to discern between people whose descendant, they call it descendants of slavery here in the United States of America, as opposed to a person like me. I get that to an extent. Even though, like that bum at certain people like Dennis something, I had to get on him. Listen, let me tell you something. If you can't walk in the sun for an hour, you didn't build shit. Okay? You've been hustling black people for how many years saying you black, maybe because you have a southern accent, and people equate that as being black. Or you might be, but see, we got DNA now. Just like Henry Louis Gates, they saw that he was like 40% a person of African descent. If you are 40% African American descent here in the United States of America, you didn't build shit. Anyway, but my point is that to see that lexicon has become mainstream. Even this bum, Tucker Carlson spoke on it, and he spoke about Tariq Nasheed when they had the person who was running against Byron Donald down here. Byron Donald is of Jamaica. I don't know how you don't know. I don't know how. I know Byron Donald's my age. I don't know how the hell Byron Donald don't know me neither. He went to Nazareth in Flatbush in Brooklyn, and you don't know me, boy? Anyway. So this dude trying to diss Byron Donald, right? Using that. Oh, he's not fond of, because I think he has one parent that's Jamaican, one parent that's from Panama. So he tried to use that, right? And Tucker Carlson was like, yeah, I'm with that. I did Tariq Nasheed. Meanwhile, Tariq Nasheed is in Senegal. Bum. Only after he tried to bite my whole style. Muslim name, that's not my style. Tried to say he was a scholar with the hidden colors. I probably said this already, but I'm going to keep saying it again and again. Hidden colors. Then he made a movie about Haiti. Then about hip-hop. All three things that I am naturally. See, that's the problem. They know I'm here, but because I'm not African American, the African Americans, some of them, and the thing is, this whole thing about delineating between African Americans and Haitians, niggas been delineated. That shit is the dumbest thing. You're so stupid. You think that I have to wait for you to say shit like that to think that you, as an African American, you would try to play me? Dog. No, everybody knows that you're like that. You know why? Because if you're gonna have a culture, if you have a culture where, well, first let me say what I was saying about Yvette Clarke as it relates to that and that, is the fact that Yvette Clarke, they've been denigrating, and that's the contradiction to Jasmine Crockett and all of the people who want to, again, build a hype based on ICE. And the thing about immigration is the fact that for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, based on this whole concept of Foundation of Black American, all the Black Americans been doing, so-called who want to be Black American, been denigrating immigrants, especially Black immigrants. Calling them tethers, calling them this, anchor babies, this, oh, we stole their culture, stupid shit like that. Yvette Clarke, what did you say? You didn't say shit. You didn't say nothing. Me, you go on my page, I went at all of them, and they don't want no smoke. I went to get Black Authority bum ass who want to hide behind shit. Dr. Cologne, the Puerto Rican who want to try to say that Puerto Ricans are 50-50 in hip-hop, along with Ma'at and the so-called God killer who couldn't kill this. Casual, shout out to Casual and the other dude, brother, what's his name? Brother, I forget his name. Reggie from Harlem. I don't know how a dude from Harlem know a dude from Oakland based on Black history, but you don't know me. And brother Reggie, you barely Black too. Went against him. Then Ice UPK, another person who want to talk about Black, barely Black. What's his name? from the Hebrew Israelites. And then Cam, Muslim, want to talk about everything has to do with the fucking Quran and Minister Farrakhan. I had to hear a bum from West Coast run his mouth while I just stayed there like this and then waited at the end, pulled up and said, see, you uncivilized. People been, this Dylan, what are you talking about? You think people don't, listen, and you didn't say nothing, Yvette Clark, nothing. I'm banging against them because they all wrong and I'm right. Right in the sense of FBA is divisive. Puerto Ricans did not invent no hip-hop, 50-50, etc., etc. Nobody wants to give me because I'm tearing their ass up. And you're a hypocrite. You didn't say anything about that. And you're Jamaican. But then you want to sneak Vibes Cartel over the borderline to perform? And Buju Banton, who was in jail for 8 years for cocaine? And then you want to give Busta Rhymes Caribbean Award? What's wrong? Y'all know, that's wrong. Haitian people got to open their mouth. See, the Haitian people don't understand. They want to give you TPS so that you could go over here. Why would they fight for you to go to TPS? Because you do the job they don't want to do. But they want to keep you like that. They want you to be nurse's aide, work at the concession stand, do all this trash, and then give you bum-ass T-Vice to come over here and take money from you and shit while they perform. Nah. You gotta open your, ouvert genou. C'est ça ils veulent faire. They want you, give you over here, leave you like that, and then, yeah, just like that bum, Jensen. He talking about his store is wrong because he's not getting TPS. And who does he have working there? People who have TPS who have to leave again. So that's why this whole thing about Trump have warships out there, and then he's trying, see, but that's part of it too, Trump. And like I said, boy, no, listen, we're not playing. I touched down here. This is Marco Rubio office right here. You see that? Greg Lagowski, holla at me. I've been, again, 10 years I've been out here. I'm ready to go. But I'm not here. But that's the point. Again, if you don't provide me a platform, you're being wrong. That's why the thing going in Haiti and the 40th anniversary of the ousting of Baby Doc, it has to be a new system because the jig is up for you guys. You only want to recreate the same system here, but it's a system that's exploitative, racist, and anti-American. And then not only that, now you want to take advantage of being American too, over un-American. It's like that dude Marshall Montano, right? Marshall Montano is a singer from Trinidad. We're going to get to that. Trinidad is again, these guys are notorious for saying, they got songs saying, oh, they're bigging up Trinidad last. I know the wall on the tone. But then how would that been trying to cross over in the American market after after the success of there's always been a palette for that here. This is a diverse country. People like to do that. The problem is that how is it, I was saying it the other day, how is it that, and this is the problem. So you mean to tell me you guys come from another country here, right? And you can Americanize your music, but then people who listen to your music here in the United States of America didn't Americanize it first? And that's why you hating on the God and flat kush hip hop. Let's go. Yeah, so I see this dude, Marshall Montana, singer from Trinidad. He's on NPR. Never had a crossover song ever in American music. How did you get to NPR? Because what do you do? Same thing as how in the world does a dude like Bad Bunny, who don't even speak English, do the Super Bowl? But then you got the nerve to criticize Americans. See, that's good. That's your right. But then on the flip side, you're anti-American and you're racist. And I'm going to expose you Hispanics and you Caribbean people. I'm going to do it. Because I'm tired of it. Again, even in my own home. What makes me angry is how long this has been happening. I'm like, yo, like the dude, like I like to say, Lyricist Lounge, Danny Castro, Puerto Rican. You mean to tell me it took 300,000 people to die in the earthquake for you to say, yo, come through, do a verse. All these people know me. But why do you have some hate or disdain towards me? I'm getting a little hot. Let me take this off. And show you too. See, I take this off. And then that's the other trend too, right? A quarter zip. This ain't a trend. I started this trend. Because I was wearing this as a teacher in New York. You see that? And dark blue corner. Now, let me chill. Yeah, it's that hypocrisy. Now, see, let me tell you the problem too. Again, the problem is that, ask yourself, again, not even the fact that I'm college educated, I'm from New York, rap, etc. But I'm the person who wrote Is Hip Hop an African Religion? That bum Guyanese Clinton Crawford still has. I need my shit. Now, because I came up with this, that's the source of the hate. Instead of embracing me, giving me a platform because of it, all these people want to kind of like try to outdo me. Like, no. Especially these black conscious people like Professor James Small, who's doing something today called the Comedic Masters of Martial Arts. That's it right there. Since when, Professor Small, you was about martial arts? Huh? When? Now you doing that too? Stop biting my style. I'm sick of it. I didn't go to school and suffer for you guys. Stop biting my style. Like Shannon Sharp, all of a sudden you wearing teddy bear. Now, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Now see, today, when I'm speaking, like I said before, a lot of it, the level that I've had to reach in order to really break this spell, because it's all ritual, like you're seeing, is when I did the show and I likened myself to the Christ and Moses, and no, not Moses, and the firstborn in the story of, the Israelites, and how I fulfilled those prophecies. See, the reason why is because people try to, the Bible is like a spell, which is why, you understand? And it was like, once I committed not to allow myself to be part of the spell that people were conjuring, meaning the Christians around me who were doing that, me as a person who grew up as an only child, my mother's only son, and how, because of the older generation's failure, metaphorical sins as it relates to my grandfather's house, the Barclay, where the Barclays is set. So they've been attacking me as opposed to taking their own accountability. Again, putting a cross on my back, letting me suffer for their sins. And I said, no, I don't believe in your Christ myth in that sense. And then the Pope died the next day. Oh, I think that somebody got installed today, the Archbishop. But that's I am the Pharaoh spiritual embodiment of hip hop. And you're mad because I'm Haitian American, and you want to try to imitate and innovate. It's not Kendrick Lamar. It's me from the Mecca, New York City. When I say Mecca, I don't mean Islam. Period. I have all the boxes. Stop hating. And that's the problem. I'm tired of it. All you fake wannabe mystical leaders like Brother Rich and all that, Dr. Phil and all you. I go on your live, I tell you, stop being hypocrites. You don't call Dr. Phil a tether, do you, Brother Rich? Do you call Oba, the Obia man you guys deal with, tether? You see, I see all of you. But see, the thing about it is because, like I said, my development of hip-hop as an African religion created here in the United States of America. That's why everybody all of a sudden, they want to have semantics. Oh, what's religion? Oh, what's African? Well, everybody know what the hell we talking about. You look stupid trying to dissect it and try to, everybody know. We could all agree and move from there, but you don't even want to have a common ground to move on. Everybody should see something like that. When I say religion, we know what we mean, but then but when you see, oh no, what's really religion? That's because they want to stop people from moving forward. And that's what we have now. That's what Trump and everybody got to see. Trump, you have an opportunity to move forward with the discourse, political discourse in the United States of America by fucking with the God, with me, props, the black president. You want to go but then you want to keep biting my style, like this Nicki Minaj thing. Listen, let me tell you something. Like I said, I've been on Facebook 20 years tearing niggas up with original content before you could go on there. And Facebook owns WhatsApp and Instagram. And clearly I've been shadow banned. Injustice. I can tell you that from, again, like I said, when Obama, your God Obama was elected, I was going to Microsoft, doing this, blah, blah, blah. And I just had a meeting with another so-called facilitator investor, showed me the same thing. I talked to her, Bonnie Halper. I knew everything she talked about, I knew. And then all of a sudden, she trying to tell me shit like, oh, yeah, don't use Canva for this. After she tried to culturally high post be talking about, oh, she used to work with Too Short. So I sent her the Biggie with Puff and Too Short joint. All right, cool. Well, and then and I'm from New York. Like, they want to set the goalpost so high. And I'm like, we've transcended that. You see, you can't be on that racial shit no more after I show you what? The Metropolitan Museum of Art has an exhibit called African Black Artists Who Use Egypt as Inspiration. The Metropolitan Museum of Art. What else I have to do? You wrong for that. For trying to exclude me, trying to make me feel like, see, again, it's your perception creates your reality. You guys are wrong. You have an opportunity to move forward with the discourse, but you don't. But again, coming up with that concept of hip-hop is Africa, I'm not going to let you steal it. Because guess what? I bled for that. I came up with that. I developed that. I lived that. And you want to steal it from me? And that's why they've been hating. Because they wish it was them that fulfilled. So I told you 2 myths, the Christ myth and the myth of Moses, the firstborn killing, being firstborn son in Egypt being struck down, how I fulfilled those prophecies by surviving. Showing that the Bible is metaphorical and not literal. And then the next, today, 2 biblical myths that I'm fulfilling simultaneously, CapiCoupD'etat, is Isaiah 11:11 and Exodus 3, which is, I'll read Isaiah 11:11, and it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his people hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. I fulfilled that. Hip-hop has fulfilled that. Through my music. My music is an international sound with what I've developed called Flat Kush hip-hop. So that's another biblical verse that I fulfilled. I could go on and on. Now, it's not a coincidence that it's 40 years since the Duvalier ousting. 40 years later, who has been? And I have to look at myself. I was like, I've been in the forefront of you Haitian people for years. For Dolo. Even that year, 1986, where was I? I was across the street from Farragut Projects by myself. See, the Haitian people, the Haitian immigrants, see, one thing about Haitian immigrants, it's mad at them. So eventually, it's only, they always was together. That's what they even like that now. They like to tell you as a person born here, oh, yo, oh, you got to be on there. Oh, yo, to this day, my mom got some type of beef. She going to tell her 95-year-old grandmother the house. My pop's got a problem. He going to call his older 80-year-old sister. But me, I have to do everything by myself. Oh, but they want me to be under them because you know why? Because my spirit, as far as America, is valuable. That's why I've been here 10 years. My home has doubled in value. I stand in front of my home, all construction. They built a new city since I've been here. Shout out to everybody I see every day when I'm moving around. The people who clean the pools, the people who clean the shrubs, the people building the houses. They see me walking around outside, you understand, making it happen. That's my energy doing that. While people sit back there on Facebook watching TV, reading my shit, and they act like they don't go to the library all the time, and they act like, oh no, stealing my shit. Like the dude who does I Never Knew TV. Fake Rasta who looks Indian. Don't let me start. You want to put a Papa Doc. What you know? Who put Papa Doc on Sumun on people? Nobody talked about him till I found a picture of him with Ali Selassie. Stop stealing my style. It was 40 years since that. And what does the biblical prophecy say that Moses had them in the wilderness? 40 years. Who went to Egypt? Me. Not a lot of them. And it's so funny, too, that today the band who made the song in Haitian culture, they came out with a video today. It's so funny. It's so funny, man. Like, it's so many people. It's like, from the shit that I write, anything I do, I say, all of a sudden I see a motherfucker popping, bro. That shit is so annoying. And you trying to act like it's not me, but it's the God. Like I said, Shannon Sharp wearing teddy bear shirts. What does Shannon Sharp know about teddy bear polo sweaters? Like I said, my Facebook, 20 years, and I've been on the internet for 25. They've been lurking on that for years. It's like I seen him interviewing. What does Shannon Sharp and Joe Budden have in common? Nothing. And Joe Budden take off that, just like Joe Budden. I mentioned him in one of my blogs called The Wrath of Kane, which helped Kane too, which helped the whole New York hip hop. You niggas was not cracking. You try to front. Cause we, especially even just Money and Violence or Bobby Shmurda, Flatbush, the Caribbeans born here, us born here, and the ones who came here, them too. We put New York. When you blood niggas was popping, you name me when you was popping with French Montana, Money and Violence, and Bobby Shmurda brought back, and the God, even all of that 50 Cent shit power. Where you getting that? My blog, but I mentioned Joe Budden in the blog, and that's a part of the hypocrisy too. So that's it right there. Let's get to that. So this dude Joe Budden is on the show with Shannon Sharp. How did you even get on that show? And take off the New York hat. You're not from New York, brother. You're from New Jersey. You don't ask yourself, where's the New York hip hop? Only 50 Cent? Do you know why? Because that's why he's such a hypocrite. This the hypocrisy. First of all, Shannon Sharp Shannon Sharp, you stay stealing my shit. Why? How would you have Erica Mena, Joe Budden, and Amanda Seals on your shit? You know why? My Twitter. You don't know nothing about them. How would you relate to all three of them? Whoever you is poaching my Twitter. It's like All the Smoke. I seen some shit, All the Smoke with the DOC. Where you getting that from? My shit. Stop biting my fucking style. I'm sick of that shit. I just want to pay me. I see this nigga Joe Budden. He like, but here's the part about it. That's why you have to bring Mark Anthony, that dude. Let me get to that too. See? Let's get to the contradiction. Let's go one by one. Start with Joe Budden. Number one, dude, you're telling people about ICE and this and that, and you criticize Nicki Minaj. Dog, you're a product of hip-hop racism, brother. How do you have a show? Who are you to have a show? Because you're in tune with the Hispanics and the white people who run the hip-hop business who try to co-opt it. That's why Fat Joe thought he could say that. Because you guys run the business behind the scene. Mark Echo, like I said, I'm smarter than you niggas, and I'm better, more talented than you niggas. But you've been blocking me for years, not giving access to capital. And that's wrong. And that's cool, but don't talk shit like, oh yeah, oh, I'm not gonna vote for Trump. I'm not raised like that. Nigga, you try to diss Method Man, then you try to diss Consequence from Quest, and then you on Love and Hip Hop. What? And then you want a moral high ground? Shut up, nigga. That's why you had to go get Mark Lamar Hell. Clearly. You know, see, that showed clearly you know the shit is turned into some black shit and you want to keep up. You all know that. Once you got him, you guys conceded. It's not you. Your audience is white and Hispanic hip-hop heads. When you say, oh, the culture, that's what it's funny when we talk about the culture. No, it's a war. Let it be a war. People, you can't co-opt. You're not going to do it with me. That's the thing. And I'm the person to listen to because I'm the intellectual who went to your schools. I went to Poly Prep. I went to Stuyvesant High School. So you can't treat me like a dropout like Nas or a crack dealer like G.I.Z.O.E. And that's why you mad. And I'm wicked. I'm a great artist. And you mad that I say that? Why would you be mad? Why are you mad? Because you're racist, that's why. Stop talking shit like, oh, yeah, oh, and the thing about Nicki Minaj, she's smart too. Same thing. When did Trump go pick her up? After I talked about her on my Facebook page and how she was getting at them using my type of arguments. What was she saying? She was saying, how in the world is that Jay-Z and you giving them a pass, but then you giving them a pass when they was Democrats. And everybody just looking the other way like something to that effect. It was an argument about how Jay-Z's a Democrat and he was fucking with all the Democrats and all of a sudden he stopped fucking with them and shit. Right? She had a point, but she was just doing that to bolster her argument. But at the same time, nigga, like I said, who is not black and from Trinidad, so you go fuck with her, Trump? Come on, stop it. And then Sexy Red, chill. You trying to diss? You can keep dissing. I'm going to still keep going. She's being opportunistic, clearly. But she could do that shit, so what? You guys don't own culture. And it's clear you think like that. Like, that's what the Grammys showed. Like, you guys, for years, think that, like, you're cool, and then that's why you go, I'm not defending her on that side. I'm defending her ability to, that shit is over, bro. And then the thing about it is, instead of coming at it with an argument like, yo, yeah, this is what we should do as opposed to Republicans, you guys want to talk like you cool, like Cardi B is cool. If it wasn't for, again, I'm dissing her. You had her, how the hell a Dominican chick with a fucking accent is running hip-hop? You don't see that something wrong with that? Racism. And I'm speaking on it because I've been affected by it, literally. People close to me who on one hand, they want to talk that black shit, but then behind my back, they want to give me that Hispanic, Haitian racism. That's why I'm talking about it. And that's what's helping you, FBA, because I'm licking out. I have the credibility to do so. You guys was over here, Drake was tearing y'all ass up, Cardi B and Bruno Mars. I come to Palm Beach, everything changed. Me. I did that. And I got, this is the thing about the arrogance of like, So the 40-year sojourn of, to get back to what I was saying as far as the fulfillment of prophecy, we got the Isaiah, which is the gathering of the masses, which hip hop has done, and not only as far as the people of African descent, but internationally and American wise as well. You didn't know that? I just came in here right now and I'm over here chilling, seeing a dude, he's listening to Future Hendrix. Somebody was looking at Gen Z slang is black slang. You didn't know that? Because they can't do it, that's why they hating. I can do it. The teacher, the literal teacher, not the KRS one saying I'm a teacher but can't walk into a class or they kick him out like they did in You Must Learn. But see, the thing about it is that the reason why that shit, the thing about it is that like you fall into the same pattern of black entitlement and like bullying. That's why the whole delineation shit is so funny. You don't think that people have been getting the hell away from the way that so-called African Americans act? You think that, see, you've normalized talking shit. See, that's why Trump is tearing y'all up. He talks shit back to you. And you worship what he has, which is money, based on their music and all of that. So he knows probably skeletons about you as far as Hollywood. But that was needed because of that, because of your hypocrisy, because of your normalcy of normalizing. Like, how is it, again, you over here calling people tethers and this and that and blah, insulting people, and you normalize it like, oh, yo, that's what we do. We roast people. That's normal. I'm a teacher. I've seen it. It's not normal. It's wicked. Change. I'm not accepting it. It's so bad that it's like when and the reason I step in is, and this has always been a thing, especially with hip hop, it's like when other cultures want to relate to hip hop or whatever, they always relate to the negative aspect as hip hop. I stand up for that as a native New Yorker. It shouldn't be like that. While there's some people from other communities, they've been taking the good part. But for the black community especially, they normalize the wickedness. Just like, how in the hell Max B does 18 years and that's who they pushing up in front of people like that? You don't think that's something wrong with that? No disrespect. And you want to come out wearing polo, chill, son. Chill. You don't see what they normalize that. 50 Cent talk shit goes up. Jay-Z on the Epstein files, shit goes up. That's weak. That's not normal. But meanwhile, the difference is that while you normalize that, people have to grow up with that. 30, 40, 50, same, I got to insult in order, insulting each other. But guess what? All the other communities, they guess what? While Cardi B is giving you coronavirus, right? Medalia, the bodega owner's daughter, she's having a quince with a full-page ad in the Daily News with a tiara on and a cake. You think they're playing any of that bullshit at that quince for abuela? But you normalizing that. It's not working. Nobody want to hear that. So you telling me, oh, we delineating. What are you talking about? You see, you could, it's okay, but guess what? You could delineate as far as being FBA or whatever. That's fine. But where we gonna fight is black. You're not blacker than me, especially when you look like this. We could dish too. I learned. Saying? Everybody runs their mouth. See, that's the thing too. You don't know that that perception of thinking that black people are, and guess what? The white man has delineated too. While you talking that shit, it's so funny. The other day I seen a video from Georgia commemorating the Battle of Savannah by Haitians at the Haitian Revolution. You don't think white people know and Hispanic people don't know the difference between the black people? It's like you think that we fooling them. No, we're actually in your culture trying to make it better. It's not the same as the 70s. And even when it was in the 60s and the 70s, see, that's the thing. You keep not acknowledging the fact that people it doesn't make sense. You say you've always been here, right? In America. So you don't think that people who are in islands 90 miles away have been coming here forever too? Does that make sense? Don't make sense. And then you say, oh, we the Native Americans that was already here. I never seen a goddamn Native American rap. See, you want to divide because you're trying to come up with arguments, that's cool, but I'm not kill it like dog, anybody. But like I said, it's music, we could music, lecture, right, battle. You gotta be multifaceted, because that's what I am. The fulfillment of the prophecy, 40-year Moses prophecy that I just read. That's 2. Isaiah 11:11. Fulfillment of the 40-year Moses prophecy in so-called Egypt. And Moses was an Egyptian. See, that's how I got to get to it, because while you try to, that's just to show and prove, like, yeah, I'm taking your book and I'm fulfilling the prophecies in it. Stop hating on the God. Everybody, mother and father included. I'm not here to be your slave. Now, what else? And that's what as far as the hypocrisy, this one I wanted to point out is this woman named G.I.Z.O.E. Reed. G.I.Z.O.E. Reed got on and was dissing Nicki Minaj. G.I.Z.O.E. Reed, who's from Guyana. And again, I had some Guyanese people do me dirty. Listen, I get that from so-called African Americans. I say that all the time. Like, they definitely have been taken advantage of, because same way, same playbook. It's like they cut the Obama thing. The African Americans will say, oh, you see, they racist, boy. Yeah. Just like Jussie Smollett. Jussie. How the fuck his name is Jussie? Fake Southern accent. Just like the girl called Nessa. No disrespect. It's like Colin Kaepernick. Because that's really what Obama represented. Obama was the era of the racially ambiguous mulatto person who could happen to rap and performative black shit taking over. That's what they represent. People such as Obama, Drake, Nicki. Nicki, you came up from that. People don't know what you are. You're Trinidadian Indian. Khaled, French Montana, T.I., who's light-skinned. Chris Brown. Big up Chris Brown, though. Cardi B, Bruno Mars, all people who are racially ambiguous, but because they grew up. Amanda Seals, all racially ambiguous because they grew up in hip-hop culture, right? Like Obama. But then that's cool. But then you want to call racism while you've been hating on me, a Haitian American. These niggas stay saying, oh, see, because they want to keep you like this. This is what they want to keep the Haitian shit as. This is a good example. Look at this book. It's called The Useless of Haiti, right? By Paul Farmer. This is a book. It's talking about all the bad things Duvalier did. This, all about, right? Duvalier, who I said the regime that was ousted, right? And what happens? He ends up having a huge organization in Haiti called Partners in Health. Bill Clinton's right-hand man. But check this out, though. And I want to give this shout out to Dr. Jemima Pierre. Beautiful Haitian woman. I was watching them yesterday, and you were like, oh, the left. Why does the left got to figure out, why does this happen to Haiti? It happened to Haiti because they taking advantage of you. That's why. Why is that? You don't see that? Let me show you how. Like I said. And it's been the left. That's why it's CapiCoupD'etat. Haiti is central in this because, like I said, after they got rid of the regime, they totally ousted the one before, right? It's the same thing. The Democrats have this mentality of like, it's us and nobody. And then they no compromise. So they try to come up with more ways to make it look like more, but it's not working no more. Especially when you bite in my fucking style. All of it. You getting it from me. I lived there. I was the person who was representing Duvalier regime in a sense, knowing what was around all of the Lavalas. They know that. Because I was like, because I was like, frankly, you niggas cannot afford to be divided, nigga. You all black, you all poor. That's why I know all of them, but they do the same thing. That's why you see Wyclef at the Grammys. But my point is that, first, as an American, why is non-Americans controlling the discourse like Karen Jean-Pierre, like why, even if they Haitian? And I'm going at this too because this punk who knows my mom, biting my whole style, threatened to have me arrested because I dared to say, why is it that Rodney Pichot, the head of the Brooklyn Democratic Party, was supporting a person like Mamdani, an immigrant, when for years, everything he wants to be, I've been that. I went to the #1 school in New York. He went to the second. His major is Africana Studies, African American Studies. Again, taking advantage. How was he African American? My major was Africana Studies, and third, he wants to be a rapper, and I'm a real rapper. But the Haitian people decided to get behind him and not me because they're anti-American and they're racist. That's why. And I'm gonna stand up to that shit. Racist in the sense, like I said, Papa Doc Duvalier was a black conscious person. I had to open my eyes to see that. And he was supported by the Americans as opposed to Cuba. Now, so like I said, so this dude all of a sudden, see, again, he sets the stage. Oh, so the white man comes in and fucking saves Haiti. It's all good. But then you want to know why, Miss Pierre? Guess what? It's funny. This dude Noah Chomsky, again, liberal left. He's writing his shit. Oh, they blind, Haiti, this and that. Guess what, though? He was found sitting next to Epstein. Huh? Oh, that's why, Miss Pierre. Ask yourself that shit. But me, who has everything, I have more now. Plans and this and that. You mean to tell me I haven't been in Haiti in 40-something years? Well, I've been hearing Al Sharpton and Gregory Meeks and Maxine Waters talk about, oh, I've been there 50 times. I've been there how many times? I said CARICOM, Bassar, or Ali, an Indian, Trinidad Indian. Them niggas is supposed to be the ones going to Haiti and trying to fucking calm shit down. No, to colonize it. Nah, fuck that shit. The Haitian niggas need to stand up to that shit. This dude Fizet made, who they all of a sudden is a transnational council, and they said, and they're gonna do. That's colonization. No. Trump, Rubio, you need to holler at the God. We could do business. Niggas can't do no business. They're going to give them hell. People like Belly, all of a sudden, shout out to you, Chevry. I know you from Compa. And that's when G.I.Z.O.E was good too, because they try to do the same thing. Hey, I'll make a song. G.I.Z.O.E is a Haitian band, right? I did a song sampling their shit, talking about the history of Compa. Did I ever get any props? Nah. Did they hear it? They did. And what did they do? They changed their name. They did it on purpose too. They changed their, not only, let me tell you how disrespectful that shit was. Their first album, they on top of New York like they're gonna take it. That's, right? So I do that shit. And then they changed their name to G.I.Z.O.E #1, kind of like dissing the Haitian band that we had in New York before Scott. See, they try to act like before, like we didn't exist. The people, the Haitian people who were there before a particular time didn't exist. And they were able to politically connect themselves to Washington because of what happened after Duvalier. So they don't want me, especially me, to connect myself because I theoretically represent them. I'm their face, to be honest. Because I was born, like again, my grandfather was here in 1965. Duvalier dropped in 1985. So who's the face of the 20 years of Haitians who was there in New York before that? It's the God. They mad too. Because they want to be like this too. Haitian, everybody want to be American. Don't let nobody fool you, brother. But anyway, but the hypocrisy extends to, like I said, everybody want to all of a sudden talk about, you know, like, let me look through, I gotta look through my notes, right? For example, like I said, so because Nicki Minaj, again, who got that from me, got the opportunity, Nicki, I'm not co-signing until they come check the brother. Because you be throwing words, talk about step your dick up and that's them. I'm not afraid on the pum pum. For new and I talk. None of y'all. You know that. That's why a lot of black women are disrespectful because they know that sexually niggas can't fuck with them. But they know that that doesn't apply to me. Now, so Joy Reid started talking shit about, from Guyana, talking shit about Nicki Minaj, right? About, and then she brings up about how they killed these Trinidadian fishermen when they were getting ready to get Mandura, right? But let me ask you a question, Joy Reid. Let me ask you a question. To expose the hypocrisy, you see? They don't want me to get at you with this one. Let me see. Yeah. First of all, you're from Guyana. Let me say first thing. You're trying to bring a hype because you're a liberal left. First of all, you had the survivor of, let's say that too, bonafide upon all of them, everybody on Epstein files. Not everybody, but if you were doing something wrong, that's the selective shit right there. We see the selective outrage with that. Clearly. But you had a woman who was attacked and abused by R. Kelly, allegedly, on your show. And that's the whole thing too, framing the politics all on, yeah, you know, they're bad, that's why you gotta book with us. And again, that's even with Nicki. Like Nicki, that's why I see a lot of people trying to project this black shit on Nicki. She just knows she's intelligent. Even though people try to act like she don't. She's not. So she knows everybody studies black people, so she knows what to say. But she's really, in my opinion, looking at herself as a woman. She got to learn that too. Black women will throw us under the bus too as black men. I'm learning that the hard way. Yeah, they do. And that's how you kind of functioning. So you want people to look at you getting the sexual shit or boom, yeah. You had her on the show, right? The girl who supposedly got abused by R. Kelly. But then you had Luke on there saying he running for Congress. Make that make sense. What a contradiction. Make it make sense. Second part. You're talking about how the attack on Venezuela messed up fishermen, right? But you never talked about how Venezuela is attacking Guyana, a section called, what's it called? Essequibo for their oil, which is 2/3 of Guyana. Have you ever talked about that? You never talked about that? I don't know if you have. But because it's liberal left, you'd rather stick up for Maduro than your own country? And you're talking about, for all the people who talk about Maduro, did anybody ever speak about when they went and took Guy Philippe? Y'all talked about Aristide, but when they did it to Guy Philippe, nobody said nothing. That's hypocrisy. Contradiction and hypocrisy. That's why all of this stuff going on is not gonna fly, in my opinion. All right? What else we want to talk about today that I haven't talked about? Again, the contradictions and the hypocrisy. As far as all of the people who want to try to express that they have some type of moral high ground, you know, while they steal, and I say me, eat props. Even your boy Kendrick. They kissing his ass. Even that's the ultimate contradiction. He makes a song talking to people saying they're not like him, but the very people that are like him give him awards, and we're supposed to give him props. Did he convince them? Or are they kissing his ass? Which one is it? They're bigging him up. You all crazy. Nigga telling me, yo, you not like me, and then I'm giving him an award for dissing me? And nobody was afraid of that award because I call the dude who I feel is the leak, dude married to my cousin, Damien, from the West Coast down with Dog Pound. I feel like a lot of my stuff they be getting from him. I called him a week, right when all that was going on. I dropped a month after my Get Money freestyle. So we ready for the war. We want to see what's going on after that. Because that's the difference. There's a difference. See, again, that's why when people say we have the culture. I was reading that. I had a homeboy of mine. He was talking about that. He's a liberal left dude. He play liberal left even though his best friend is on the right. You don't think I see that. And then somebody was on this like, yeah, after the Grammys, like, oh, we have the culture. What culture do you have? You don't have no culture. You think the Grammys is the culture? You think Bad Bunny is the culture in America? How? Bad Bunny? We've seen the imperialism, the racism of the Hispanic community when it comes to hip-hop, bro. How is Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl? Because the head of Rock Nation, she's Puerto Rican, she put him on. That shows you that they think about their country before they think about the United States of America. That's just right there. Rock Nation, this dude Jay-Z is a front. Just like the contradiction of how Jay-Z and Beyonce went to sit down with Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. Nobody said nothing about that. Or even she got pardoned by Trump. Chill. If you licking off, you gotta lick off at everybody. That whole Grammy thing looked like the ritual. You know how it was so much of a ritual that what? That who were they giving tribute to? D'Angelo, who made an album called what? Voodoo. And forget about that. And then you niggas want to talk about tether and who started what culture. Stop it. Everything for the past 20, you niggas was stripping, drinking lean. I brought back, but I didn't bring black consciousness in hip hop. I stayed with it and developed it. And I'm not gonna let you steal it and then like not give me props because I'm not a slave. I come with good intentions. And people have benefited from my work on the grassroots level. I deserve a capital and a greater platform. What are you talking about? And because you want to be nasty and hate and try to block me like Wyclef. Wyclef, who has half his crew in John Forte is dead. Praz is going to jail suing Lauren. Jimmy's in jail. Haitian Jack. And then I'm supposed to just like, oh, yeah, oh, Wyclef, oh, big up Haiti. Nah. I paid my dues here in America, period, and in the Haitian community, too. That's why them niggas be trying to high-side me in the Haitian community. I put in work as a Haitian, too, because I represent my grandmother and grandfather. I got grandfathered in, and they knew that. That's why they mad, too. They knew eventually, like, oh, yo, the place that my grandmother gave me as my birthright, that my Trinidadian cousin tried to steal, same way like CapiCoupD'etat is trying to impose themselves in Haiti affairs. Same thing he tried to do. Trying to almost convince the spirits that he's me so that he could get what I bled for, suffered for, fought for. Nah. In any event, to close out, we hope to highlight some of the contradictions and hypocrisy and to say that we assert our sovereignty, we assert our divine providence. E-props, General E-props, the Black President. This episode stages a symbolic reunification. Flatbush hip-hop and the Dial of the Black Panther reclaim the remnant Isaiah 11:11 names and reenact the 40-year desert formation of Exodus as metaphor. Not literal, chronicle, transforming post-Atlantic rupture into a modern comedic resurgence, rooted in Haitian and diasporic memory. February 7th, 2026 marks the 40th anniversary of Haiti's rupture in 1986, a temporal axis for this reclamation. Happy Black Missing. Gotta be a blooper, right? Happy Black History Month. Peace.